Welcome to Lake Chabot Disc Golf Course in Oakland, California. We are about to watch the final 9 of the top 4 men at the Oakland City Championships driven by Innova. I'm Juliana Korver, and with me today is Arthur Coddington.
Great to be here with you, Juliana, at Lake Chabot Golf Course. We have a great final 9, leading off with Tomaselli from SoCal, who is in a tie with Cody Kirkland. Jacob Blair is currently in 4th place. And Brady Oak is currently sitting in 3rd place, 4 back from the leaders. So in the last round, Thomas started with a 4-stroke lead, and Cody did a great job catching up to tie it going into the final round.
We have 9 holes, Safari Golf. I believe all of them are on the Bay course, a couple of doubled up holes. This is hole number 1. It is number 5 on the Bay course. It plays 516 feet. There is danger all along the left-hand side, OB, and you saw that sand trap and the green, they play as OB, and then there's the elevation up to the basket protected by that tree.
It's about low 400s to carry that green, and so all of our lead cards should have no problem going there if they want to. There's Cody, nice straight shot with his Healy Destroyer.
Thank you.
Scary little roll there.
Tomaselli.
It's not an easy landing zone with that incline right there.
Thomas has also thrown a Destroyer here.
Oh yeah. Great shot, Thomas.
Beautiful flex line. Way out there.
Great shot.
Wow, that is a great place to be.
Ooh, I like
This is
this.
Brady going the roller route.
I like that option.
Oh my goodness, is he going to be able to roll up the hill?
It is good though.
Oh wow, yeah. That's still great.
Thank you.
That's so far out there.
That's a nice safe option because the roller should end up on the right-hand side away from the danger with the OB on the left, and he's way past the sand trap and has no trouble with the green.
Jacob, another huge air shot using the right side of the fairway, which is totally safe.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like that might be a natural OB, but that is not played as such for this hole. So he's actually at a better elevation to go at the basket instead of having to deal with the up and down.
And from where Cody is, he has a really nice hyzer line available to him. The closer you get to that tree, the more you might be constrained.
Tree's not really even in play here for Jacob.
Jacob just putting it. Making child's play of this hole.
Yep.
Shot, Thomas.
Great upshot from Thomas.
Get up.
I was
my
hoping
goodness.
Brady was going to go through that window. Oh my good.
It looked like he was lining that up, but I wasn't quite sure I could believe that was the line
that was
that he
my
was gonna
dream.
go
I
on.
wanted to see him eagle it through that window. So for the MPO card, with the distance that they have, this is a fairly straightforward part 4 with some looks at eagle. I'm guessing we're going to see Brady and Jacob try to push things a bit to catch up.
With the wind and the distance, there is a potential for a lot of movement on this course. This is our second hole. It is actually hole 6 and 7 combined of the Bay course. 680 feet. You have the low clearance to begin with, and the trajectory is a little bit down, and then you have to throw up and over this ridge, and the basket is off to the right-hand side. There is OB along the right-hand side, and it does slope towards the OB.
See Cody looking up. I'm imagining he's gonna go the high route to the left rather than down that low ceiling.
Oh, I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't even see it, but I'm not surprised because my comfort zone is throwing low, and I don't have even a fraction of the power that these men do.
Looks like that dumped out maybe more left than he was hoping, but with his strength, he should be able to get pretty close.
He should have the strength to get to the pin, but he's not going to be able to see the pin there because of the mound of earth in front of him in the basket.
Looks great.
I think he caught the tree there and fell down. It's still in a great position. These men don't need to have maximum throws in order to be able to get to the pin on their next one.
So where Brady just threw to is the usual tee for hole 7. So that should be a fairly straightforward second shot.
Nobody else elected for the stall out play, huh? No one wanted to stall it out. Yeah, weird.
Also very close to the tee. Good shot.
You can just see some of the elevation changes that the Bay course offers. As Cody's roller goes a bit more left than he wanted.
Line drive, low line drive at it. He ended up behind that protecting tree there.
And you can see some wind blowing through Brady's shirt. We were expecting a storm, and it's beginning to build. So we're going to have, in addition to the hills, we're going to see some environmental factors come into play for this final 9.
Boy, that's a powerful shot. Just didn't quite get the skip down the hill, but he's still in very good position. Needs to cut right in front of that, skip up to the basket.
Like that.
Pretty close. Cody is actually shooting right at the OB line, so he doesn't want to go too long on this one. Really well done.
Oh no.
Oh.
Feels
thankfully.
like Brady was a little lucky there with that bounce off the top.
That was an aggressive go for it.
Nice
Nice
putt from
shot.
Jacob for the birdie. Picking up a stroke on the card.
Well, I guess it might be a part.
Nice comebacker.
Thomas in for par.
You guys played, but the hole I played was really hard.
Cody with basically a drop-in par as well.
Brady with an eagle, I believe.
And we get to move on to one of my favorite holes. Oh no! It looks like Cody took a spill there. One of my favorite holes on the course, the goat hole, where we actually have live goats.
This hole will bring a smile to your face regardless of how you throw the particular drive, because all of the adorable goats are hoping that you're going to give them a little bit of grass as you walk on by to the pin. So here we have our third hole for the finals. It is hole 8 of the Bay course, 246 feet. It is definitely reachable, but it is tricky because you want to end up as close to the wall as you can to have an easy putt at it. If you hyzer off to the left for a right-handed backhand throw, then you've really got the elevation to deal with, and you pretty much wherever you end up, it's going to be a unique putt that is perhaps going to get into your head a bit.
Oh, it's a secret play. Get up on top and burn him.
Forehand from Jacob, getting caught up in that bush early, so he'll have a longer putt than he might want.
Oh, get lucky.
All right.
Yeah.
Cody with
That
a
was
star
exactly
rock.
it.
I think he
Knock it
got
up.
a great bounce there.
It's a great position.
That looks so money, Thomas. That's a great shot.
That's
All right,
also a
Thomas
mid-raise.
got up on the plateau. It's a good place to be, but can make the putts a little bit more nervy.
Throw it lower next time.
Threw that a little bit too low. Oh my gosh.
Great run.
I thought that was going in.
I think he needed a tree to throw through.
What incredibly strong putt he has.
Oh, good run from
How
Jacob.
far are you, Thomas?
It looks right on line. Oh, it just hit the front.
That could have stayed in just as easily as it bounced out, just perhaps a millimeter higher,
And he knows
and it would have
He
been
knows
in.
it so much. So Cody's safely in circle 1 there for that really solid putt, but you can see how high the basket is compared to his lie.
And of course, it's not as scary putting up as it is putting down, but while you're putting up at it, you don't want to start thinking, I hope I don't go too far past it and have to then putt looking back over the wall.
Maybe we saw a little bit of that dynamic with Thomas's putt.
Yeah.
Not wanting it to go too far past, leaving it at low. So Cody takes the lead on the go hole.
Yes, with the only birdie on the hole, Cody is now up by 1 over Thomas. I like the sidearm play on this hole. Ends up closer to the wall.
Yeah, less risk of it hyzering out and giving you that longer putt that you want. And look at the the bird.
Hummingbird. Here we have our 4th hole. This is hole 9 and 10 combined on the Bay course. There was a pretty substantial headwind on this hole. I believe the intent was that people would throw down the middle, but there was an OB line on the right, and with those trees on the left, it made it really hard to throw and get much distance. So a lot of the women in the card earlier were throwing on the left-hand side out into the open so that their second shot would be unobstructed to the pin.
So wide open out there, and we saw Cody get kind of a really high skip. I'm sure he wasn't intending that, but he's out in the open and should have a clear but maybe a little bit longer than he wants upshot.
All of the men on this card can throw far enough that I think just getting out past the trees is enough that they could make it to the pin. Oh, interesting.
All right. Dude, did you really do that?
A little more direct line there.
Wow. Thanks.
Oh, I kind of want to stand on the tee and see how wide open that is. It's not that wide open. It's the gap was, either one of those gaps is a little bit tricky. The gap that most of the men went on there has a low ceiling, and the other one is just pretty tight. Yeah, plenty of distance.
Looks like Cody's about pin high.
He's out wide, and he's going to be putting at the OB, so it's going to be a tricky putt, but he certainly had the distance to get there.
Getting a sense of this headwind that's building and lifting the discs up.
Keeping it nice and low.
Go over there.
Hoping to skip over to the basket. Not a lot of skip. Similar shot, not as far.
Yeah, that's a very nice
Oh my goodness.
mini skip. Good ground action. He's setting himself up for a nice birdie.
It's really hard to go for the basket from this position. There's a limb between you and the basket, and it really makes it almost impossible to get it up high enough to get it in. And this one just intimidates me looking at it. The OB is, it's, 30 behind the pin, but it's all downhill.
Very like a mini run, but gave it the height. Gave himself a chance. Thank you, Grabby Grass.
The grass really was our friend over the weekend.
So as we see these last couple drop-ins, Brady's picked up a stroke on the field and is now 4 strokes behind Cody, 3 behind Thomas, and he has a 2-stroke gap over Jacob.
Boy, I just love this play through that gap.
Wow.
This is our 5th hole. It is hole number 11 on the Bay course. It is 286 feet. It is uphill, so it plays a little bit longer than that. You need to flex something through the guardian trees and have it come back towards this basket that is treacherously placed on top of that very tall stump.
Oh, this looks a little sawed off.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't think it's not a fun
When
putt
you get
anymore.
behind that building, it really puts you in a bad spot.
Oh no. Man.
Pretty good. Nice line. A little bit short.
Boom.
Well, I
I
guess
think,
there is a
like,
backstop.
If I had a choice, I think I'd like to just hit the building and have it drop right next to the basket.
Well, it is true that it's better on the building side of the
right.
basket because you're closer, you're higher up, and it makes it
Yeah.
a little bit.
Thomas took an entirely different line, took all those trees out of play, and looks like he's CTP. Brady.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, he was. I think he was trying to hyzer around the corner because he still has. Once you get past that building, he still has another 20, 25 feet over to the
I did it.
the stump. No, don't roll.
No. Cody made a great choice of laying up, even really having to keep up with Thomas and pushing some of the edges, but he made the right choice. And this.
Oh, there's so much going on with that putt. That was so close to being in the basket.
That was the first.
Really interesting. He brought that back kind of like a horseshoe throw
Yeah,
because that's all he had with the positioning of his body.
big chance for Thomas here. What a putt.
Oh, great putt.
What a putt.
So he has a pretty significant tailwind. Cody's is more of a cross right to left wind right now.
Good bounce off the building, but I think Cody wishes that it just had settled in the basket. Jacob in for his birdie. Got some scoring separation on this hole. 2 birdies, 2 bogeys.
So the lead has now flip-flopped, and Thomas is back in the lead by 1 over Cody. Just over the rim, beautiful shot. This is our 6th hole for the final. It is hole 12 on the Bay course, 450 feet. The green comes into play for the men. I'm anxious to see how they throw this one, if they try to clear it or stay to the side.
Yeah, there's a big headwind here, so it'd be interesting to see if they try to clear it, because it actually is not that difficult of an approach shot if you lay out.
That is true.
You're trying to clear it.
Well, looked like he put a lot into that, but he kept it very low, trying to stay under the wind a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a good place to be. You can kind of hyzer into the basket from there.
Where'd it go?
Oh.
Okay, so he was off to the right-hand side there. There is an OB line over there, but he hit the tree
Yeah,
and
it
he
looked
stayed
like
safe.
He bounced in.
That is extraordinarily low. I don't know if that was to make sure that he didn't get on the green.
Okay. Cody throwing his cloud breaker.
Go,
Going
go,
for
go,
the-
go, go.
All right.
Nice shot.
Here's the green. Nice skip.
So it really doesn't matter, unless you're going for the birdie, it really doesn't matter where you end up on this hole, provided that you're not out of bounds. Because
Got
everybody,
another elevated basket, so there is that factor, and there's the growing wind.
definitely safe, but boy, bringing that OB into play. That is not what he wanted. He got that. So there's a little bit of an elevation. He was throwing that a little bit up, so the nose of the disc was up, and the wind got underneath it and hyzered it out.
Oh, that was a little weak too.
What a
Oh,
putt.
wow. There's a little left to right wind on that. That was very nicely controlled.
Thomas seems to be in the zone on his putting right now.
So that's a par for Thomas. Cody does have a birdie putt here.
So that is safe beyond the logs, but tough comebacker now.
Yeah, he knew he didn't have that one as soon as he let go. That's unfortunate. Had he made that birdie putt, he would have pulled himself back into a tie for first.
Great par putt for Brady.
This is for par for Jacob.
It's just so easy on this hole for the wind to just lift the disc slightly too high.
Well, that's what makes elevated baskets scary. Well, for one, you're aiming in a different trajectory than you normally do. But when there's wind involved and you get the bottom of the disc and you put that into the wind, you just lose control.
Cody put everything into that drive. Great look.
And a great look at the city back there.
San Francisco in the background, Oakland in the foreground.
Here we have hole 13. This is our 7th hole for the final 9. And this is a 426-foot hole, and the biggest characteristic is the extreme slope near the basket. So every one of these men can put it on the quote-unquote green. It's just whether it stays there or rolls away and how aggressive they want to be on their putts, again, with the danger of rolling.
Wow.
Thomas has overshot the green a bit, so his second shot is going to have some challenges.
I think he stayed. It's hard to stick on this green when you come in at an angle.
Oh boy. Is this good though?
It might be okay. Yeah, I think you're fine. It's like actually putting like I think you're like
I think he ended up just short in the trees on that one.
so early.
Cody's looks like it's going to be a little bit short too.
Looks like that lifted up almost to the top of the hill.
I think he'll be able to see the basket above the trees there. Just trying to safely land tall side of the basket. Ooh, this is a interesting shot. Do you go for this one?
I know I don't.
I don't
but
either.
I'm not on the final card.
And Cody really needs to make up a couple strokes. He doesn't have a lot of holes left. Was it gentle go for?
Oh,
Oh,
the wind caught it. What's it doing on the ground? Did it roll?
it did. Boy, 2 opportunities for birdies there in the last 2 holes.
The screen is just so tough. Very little margin for error.
So it looks as if Jacob stayed in the tree. The 2-meter rule is not in effect on this particular round. That was a gentle layup.
So Cody in for the 4. We still haven't seen Brady.
That is true. He had that beautiful drive that apparently stayed right next to the basket. Wow.
That's a great birdie. So after hole 13, Thomas now has a 3-stroke lead over Cody. Brady 1 back from there, and Jacob 2 back from Brady.
And we have 1 little hole and 1 gigantic hole left.
No win.
Boy, that was a really good try at that. And really gutsy to go at that with a severe incline. This is our 8th hole. It is the 14th hole on the Bay course. It is 251 feet. It is a peninsula. You can see behind the basket on the right-hand side, there's a cart path that goes all the way around the green area, and it does slope away towards that path.
A bit lower than Brady wanted there.
So there's a significant tailwind, so that's going to push him down a little bit. But also at 250 feet, it's really going to be easy for these guys to go too long on this hole. And so trying to keep it low. You can see the wind really push that one down there.
It's a touchy hole, an interesting hole in calm conditions, but with the wind, looks like it's just causing a bit of havoc. Good stop by the tree there.
Okay, yeah, the danger is rolling away to the OB on the right. Oh, that looks nice. Stay there.
Stop. That's really exactly what Cody needs in this moment.
That
Just
was
try to close the gap.
the perfect height on that shot. Another very good shot there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. That was aggressive with the land sloping away. That was impressive.
Thomas wants to put this one away.
Guess so. I wouldn't have imagined that he would have been that aggressive on that shot.
That felt so good.
Looked like the wind knocked that one down a little bit too. So this is for birdie for Cody. A little bit
Right.
left side, but stayed in the basket. Seems like the basket owed him one there. Cody with the lone birdie, everybody else par.
So going into the final hole, Thomas holds a 2-stroke lead. Brady 2 strokes back from there, and Jacob 2 strokes back from there. So we're going into a ginormous hole.
So much can happen here. Well, first of all, we've got over 1,200 feet on the fairway, and the first 900 feet significantly downhill, and the remaining 300 feet significantly uphill. There is OB, it's pretty wide, but because of the drastic decrease in elevation, the left and right side really can come into play.
Yeah.
We also have a very strong right to left wind.
So Cody really needs to eagle this in order to have a chance to catch Thomas.
Oh, I like the height of that, really low. You need to throw low on this hole, and you
Oh,
can.
looks like it turned over though. Where did it go?
There it is.
It's rolling. It's rolling. It's still rolling.
You can see it just by the
It's-
path right now. Still going.
Wow. He got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet extra distance.
That's
on that
in a
roll.
really good spot.
Look how flat it is. There
He can
too, yeah.
probably reach it from there.
The wind is really howling here. It's going to take all of their angle control, probably using some pretty beefy discs.
Oh, he's right down there by Cody's. That's a great shot.
Thomas needs to make sure he plays this hole solid.
You can't fully appreciate the amount of elevation loss from the angle right now. Oh, that's up in the
That's
air. That's going to fly
Probably higher
a
than
long
he
way
wants.
left.
There is OB over there. What's the call?
I couldn't tell where it hit. If Thomas is in trouble, then and Cody can get up and down for an eagle, we could have some movement here.
That looks like an amazing shot from Jacob.
Really trusting its disc, pulling it out right, having it come back to the middle of the fairway.
And we're almost halfway to the pin.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
wow.
that was close. Wow.
Very close.
Well, actually, they're still trying to evaluate whether or not it's in or out.
I'm in the grass.
Looks like it's safe to me, but I could be biased by the.
Card ruled it safe. So that was a good break. And inch or two to the right, to the left, and Thomas could have had a hurdle to overcome on this last hole. Let's see what he can do. Now Now he's headed over to the OB on the right,
Oh,
but
that's coming back.
nice and safe in the middle.
Oh, yeah, great shot. Close enough that he's pretty much putting at it.
So Cody needs this to get onto the green.
Goodbye.
And, oh, it flipped.
Oh, it is
It's going
gone. It
way
is
OB to the
definitely
right.
OB right. That takes Cody's chance of coming up and tying Thomas completely out of the picture.
Kind of opens the door for Brady to catch Cody, though. Look at that.
Great shot.
In putting range, we know how good a putter Brady is. He's going to have a chance at that eagle.
This is such a fun hole to play. Well, I guess I should say it's fun if you play it well. It can be torturous if you have trouble with it.
There's
Just about put that one in.
Cody's pitch up. He will be dropping in for par. Not what he wanted from this hole. Straightforward upshot. Thomas not taking any chances on this.
Yeah, he has a little bit room to spare, so he can
Catch my
be
breath.
a little bit less aggressive.
Jacob for eagle.
Come on, Jake.
Almost.
That lift, I thought, did it for a second.
It's still a long way uphill. Now, Brady's a little bit higher on the hill, so he doesn't have as much up and down component here.
And with Cody putting for par, this is actually to tie Cody for second place. Nice.
Oh.
What a great eagle. 1,230 feet in 3 shots. He's happy.
3 very powerful shots. Yeah, he's not gonna give the disc any chance to roll away here.
Good playing, Thomas.
Great birdie to end the round for Jacob.
Then finally.
We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know it.
Cody tapping out to give Thomas the spotlight for the win. This is a great story. Thomas a few years ago won the AM division at this tournament and has really been pushing for the MPO win, and this year he got it. Congratulations to Thomas.
I'm so thankful for this. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. It's my favorite thing to do on the planet. I love this. Thank you. Let's see that trophy. You got the OP email? Hands pro. There you go.
Thank you everyone for joining us for the Oakland City Championships. I'm Juliana Korver.
And I'm Arthur Coddington. And it's been a pleasure to work with you, Juliana, and to call this MPO final. Thank you to all the sponsors of the tournament, Innova Discs, Games of Berkeley, all of the volunteers, and all of the local sponsors who really make this event possible. And of course, the Lake Chabot Golf Course. So Juliana, we've freestyled together, we've played some golf together, and this is the first time that we've done commentary together, and it's been really fun.
Yes, it has. Arthur, I don't know if I've ever told you, but you are actually my favorite partner in
Oh my goodness.
freestyle because you make others better, and I was happy to enjoy this experience with you, and once again, you make others better.
Well, now I'm blushing.